Hello, everybody. It is Shamila Ramjawan coming to you from Cambodia. I am the founder of the Red Corner Show, and today I am going to be your host. My guest on the show is Dr. Rosa Van Niekerk, who's an entrepreneur and attorney, owner of Rosa Van Niekerk Attorneys, a humanitarian, beauty queen, global guest speaker, multiple global awardee in pageantry, entrepreneurship, and being a social activist. And she is in South Africa. Hello, Dr. Rosa. How are you doing?
Hello, Dr. Shamila. It is lovely to be joining you and have the opportunity to have this discussion with you. Thank you so much. I'm doing very, very well.
I am so excited to be chatting to you. I know we spoke on the Red Corner Show some time back. I think it could have been 2 or 3 years ago, but we have a journey together, you know? So
yeah, we have.
Yes, so we must have a very relaxed chat. You know, we want the audience to get to know you better and to know what you're up to because you're doing phenomenal work, both in your career as well as in society at large. So, to start off, Dr. Rosa, please describe yourself and just maybe share a little bit about yourself to the audience.
If I have to describe myself, I would describe myself with my motto that I always use when I go and speak at public events. And that would be to, get up, crown up, pray up, and rise up. Because I do believe that as women, we have this amazing capacity to, it doesn't matter what the obstacle is, to rise above it. And even if your crown slips a little bit, we're women, we're strong, we're warriors. We just put it back on and then we just go on with life. A little fun fact about me is that my mom is Italian, my father is Afrikaans. So I am actually a boerewors pasta, if you will understand what that means. And I love it. I love it. I love my Latino roots and the South African roots. So it's just amazing to have the two cultures combine and have that background.
Talking about boerewors pasta, are you a good cook or do you cook?
You know what? I have to be honest here. I can cook Italian food, that I can cook. But I have to say that unfortunately, I tried to cook some Afrikaans food and I literally almost burnt down the kitchen. So I don't think that cooking is one of my virtues. I think I must stick with law and pageantry and, what I'm currently doing. So, we can't do it all, but what we can do, we can try and do that very well.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about the beauty and the brain. So you describe yourself as the legal eagle by day and a pageant queen by night. You've also been called the pitbull Italian attorney. Now, before you answer, what area of law are you practicing in and why? Please tell us more about that.
So firstly, I have a medium-sized practice in Westonaria. I'm a sole proprietor and we basically do everything, but I have an extreme passion for family law that will include domestic violence, harassment, maintenance, divorces. That is something that is very, very close to my heart. And that is something that, I feel I can literally make a change with. I can immediately help this woman to get maintenance for a child that she had not had maintenance for years. It's an immediate effect. It's not 2-3 years and then the court case is won. And the same with domestic violence. You help that woman and immediately she gets an interim protection order, So that is what I like about the domestic violence. And not like in the sense of that it's a good thing, yes. But you can assist immediately, you can help immediately. You can put that woman and those children in a better situation than what they were previously. And the name Italian pit bull has been given to me by my clients, maybe because Mama's Italiano and Papa's South African, I don't know, but yes. And then I always joke and I say that I'm a legal eagle by day and a pageant queen by night, because I love pageantry and everything that it stands for as well.
I think the pit bull terminology comes from just being very feisty in the courtroom.
Yes.
How does it feel in a man's world?
I have to be honest and say I still believe that the legal field is still a male-dominated world, and you don't have any other choice as a legal practitioner, and especially somebody that does litigation, which is court work, that what I am doing, then becoming a pit bull, because you have to show, you know, that you can stand your ground and you will fight and you will not back down. And I think that is where the pit bull part comes through.
Okay, and what is your winning rate or ratio in terms of cases that you take to court?
Well, I think it's difficult to say what the winning rate is, because in a domestic violence situation, there's no real winners, you know? In a divorce, there's no real winners. In harassment, in maintenance, there's no real winners. But if I can feel that I've assisted the women, I've assisted the children, they are safe, they have an interdict, they can go to a safe house, she's got maintenance. For me, that's a win, you know, to help somebody else. So it's difficult to say what is your success rate. Obviously, I've been practicing for 23 years now, and I love what I do, and I believe that my Italian temperament, serves me very well in court. But it's about helping, somebody that's not in the position to help themselves, and I would say that is the win.
You are doing such great work, Dr. Rosa. Whereabout is your practice?
My practice is located in Westonaria. Westonaria is about an hour's drive from Johannesburg, and it still falls under Gauteng. And Westonaria is a small mining town. But my clients, I'm fortunate that they come from all over South Africa and also all over the world. So I'm very humbled and blessed by that they have the trust in me, to handle their affairs.
That is amazing. Congratulations and well done on that. And I know you're doing a great job in helping people. So let's talk a little bit about GBV and your passion on fighting the cause of keeping women and children safe and just being a social activist. Take me through that journey.
Well, I can only share my own personal journey. In a previous relationship, I was studying to become a lawyer at varsity. And then I was in a gender-based violence relationship where I was physically, emotionally, financially assaulted, but mostly physically. And for me, after I've left that relationship, you have scars that you have to heal, but you also realize that you deserve better and that you have to rise from that situation. And I've asked God many times, why did I go through that? Because it's not a nice experience for any woman. And the answer that I got was, your mess becomes your message. And that is why I'm so passionate about it. I go to schools, I speak, especially with the teens, and just for them to have somebody to relate to say gender-based violence is not just because of your socioeconomic circumstances. It can happen to anybody. It can happen to any age woman. It can happen to a young woman. It can happen to a teen. And what is so scary is that when I go and I speak at the schools, I have an open offer after the fact. And I say that, ladies, you are welcome to come and speak with me. And there's so many of our young women that come to me and say, listen, I am in a gender-based violence relationship, either at home or in a current boyfriend relationship, boyfriend-girlfriend or girlfriend-girlfriend relationship, and they don't know how to handle it and also get out of it.
Mhm.
But if you stand there and you tell them, okay, this is your legal rights, this is what you can do, and there is a beacon of hope for them to see that somebody else went through the same thing. They understand it. There's no judgment, and they just want to help and empower you. And I believe with my whole heart that the obligation is on all of us to, to break the glass ceilings, so that the younger generation coming after us, that those women can be even more empowered than what we are currently empowered. And that's why it's so important. Both of my daughters are teens, and the stories that that they relate to me is it's horrifying. So the more young women that we can reach out there and tell them what is their rights, what can they do, because we just assume, we assume that people know their rights. And the Gender-Based Violence Act has changed in so many ways, and we assume, that the people know it, but the ladies don't. And there's really women, I do a lot of pro bono work with the gender-based violence, that really does not know what their rights is. And that is shocking. And I feel that it's my responsibility to educate as many women as I can, because no woman should walk that path if
Yeah.
they can help it.
Absolutely. Well done. So, Dr. Rosa, just going back a little bit, I could listen to you forever. You do so many different things and you juggle so many balls. I just want to find out, being a wife, a mom, a, a top attorney in South Africa, and doing all your humanitarian work, where do you find the time? And how do you balance your lifestyle and your life?
Shamila, to be honest with you, it's only by God's grace, because it's difficult. Really, it's difficult
Yes.
to have a practice, to have a family, to do, whatever. We all have our difficulties in life. But I feel that if you are passionate about something, then it's not an obstacle for you. It's actually a joy. It's actually a joy. So then it makes it easier to juggle. But is it easy? Absolutely not. Not for one moment I'm going to sit here and tell people, that, and all of us women, we juggle so many things. And I don't think it's easy for anybody, but it's about priorities. It's about going further. It's about walking your talk. There's no sense in wearing a crown and saying, I'm fighting for gender-based violence, but you do nothing about it, So that is why I say, walk your talk. I want to see you in court. I want to see what you do. I want to see you raise funds. I want to see you help the women, in the shelters. That's what I want to see.
Wow. I can just sum you up as being blessed. So,
I'm
Dr. Rosa,
humble. Thank you.
it's a pleasure. So, talking about crowns, you've earned so many crowns. You have quite a collection there, right? Um, let's talk
Yes.
through your pageantry journey. How did it start? When did it start? What made you do it? And where are you in pageantry right now?
Well, my pageantry journey started by accident. I have to be quite honest. I'm a horse rider, and I did makeup with 27 Red. And the lady that was currently at that time, the Mrs. Grand South Africa, she was telling me, Rosa, why don't you enter? You would be good at this. And I'm like, no, man, I'm not a size 0 and tall and all of those things. So there's no way, there's absolutely no way. I'll just go and spread my message of Crown Up. And then a friend of mine, I went to her, and she was part of Mrs. South Africa, and she also said to me, it's a mutual friend of ours. And she said to me, but why don't you enter? And I gave her the same reasons, because I felt inadequate. I didn't feel like, I'm 1.59 meters. So I'm very, I'm short. I'm not the tallest woman, all of the requirements that you usually have to meet. And I believe that God speaks in threes. And for some reason, somebody placed that information form and the application form for Mrs. Grant on my Facebook page. And I was like, oh no, God speaks in threes, and
It
it's
was
three
meant to
now.
be.
It was meant to be. And to be quite honest, you guys are going to laugh, but I had no idea about pageantry. I was a horse rider and an attorney. I didn't do modeling. I didn't do pageantry when I was younger, nothing like that. And the photo that I sent in for my application for Mrs. Grant was literally a selfie with me and my horse, and I just sent it in. You can still, to this day, you can go back to the Mrs. Grant page and you will see that all the ladies were dressed properly. There was proper photos taken by, very nice photographers. And here's me and my horse up here, and we just like, And when they phoned me and they said, listen, you made the top 10, I was driving from court in Johannesburg and I almost rolled over my car. I said to the lady, are you sure? Are you speaking to the right person? And she was like, yes, congratulations, but can I ask you a favor? And I'm, yeah, you can ask me a favor. And she said to me, would you please mind going to take professional photos? That is how much I knew about pageantry. Nothing, absolutely nothing. But I believe that God opened the door for me there to spread my message of get up, pray up, crown up, and rise up, to empower women. And I remember when we went to the finals and everything, I was so nervous. And I was like, can I do the correct walk? And can I do all of these things? And then God just said to me in my heart, you cannot go and spread this message of crown up and then you are afraid to put back on your own crown. So you must lead by example. And that gave me peace. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would, be successful with that I would win that pageant. But that pageant opened doors for me. So I won Mrs. Grant in 2017. Then they sent me to Bulgaria to represent South Africa as Mrs. Classic Universe. And I was actually so tired that evening from all of the repetitions and wara. And I didn't think I would win. It's women from all over the world. So I literally went to sit down at a table because I wasn't feeling well. My blood sugar was dropping and they had to call me 3 times. And like, okay, South Africa. I don't know how I won that, but it's only by God's grace.
Congratulations. That's
Thank
amazing.
you. Yeah, I believe that, what God is for you will come to you. It will be blessed.
Yes. Oh, yes, I so believe that as well. What is meant to be.
Yes, that's true. So after that, I represented in 2019 South Africa at Miss Universe World International, and I took part in the petite category, and I won that category. So I was very grateful for that. And currently I hold the title of Mrs. Africa Classic 2023, 2024 until they crown the new person. So
amazing.
yeah, I'm just grateful.
What a journey. So where to from here? Are you going to do more pageants?
You know what? People always ask me, are you going to do more pageants? Are you going to do whatever? And I think for right now, I'm going to focus on my practice and focus on, my horse riding, because I've done this now for 5 years and I loved every single moment of it. But I think that, you know, there's a younger generation of women that come up that you know, it will be better if you guide them and give your input. And yeah, but I'm not going to say, you know, they say you can take the pageant out of the girl, but you can never take the girl out of the pageant. So I can never say never. But yeah, that's currently the plan.
Well, you will be guided. What is meant for you will be.
That's true. That's true.
So, Dr. Rosa, a legal eagle and pageant queen, what advice would you give to someone that just comes out of university and is looking for a suitable career? Do you think the legal fraternity would be the place to go or the way to go?
I believe that, and this is just my personal opinion, I believe that you are born as an attorney or a lawyer or a solicitor or whatever you want to call it in whatever state. For me, I think because my mom is Italian, I have the Italian temperament and that, you know, spirit and fighting spirit. And once I've decided that I'm going to do something, I don't back down. But I don't also think that it is a career for, you know, that is suitable for everybody. If you are not somebody that is passionate about law and fighting for what is right and what is wrong, there's different, you know, paths in law, then, you know, you can follow another path. Not all of us are feisty and wanting to go to court and wanting to fight and thrive on, you know, all of that. But my advice would be to first go to a law firm, see what it is really about, do some practical work there, and then decide. Because what you see on TV and what you see in experience in real life in court is two total different scenarios.
Yes. And do you encourage students to come and shadow you? You know, I know in South Africa, they have this take a girl child to work. Do you encourage that?
Yes, I've had several people that came to shadow me or just they call it to do holiday work while they are studying at the university. And I really recommend that because not only are you seeing practically what you will be doing for the rest of your life, but they get that exposure and see what the law fraternity is really about. And it's very important that we should raise up our girl child, that they can have that opportunity to come through and can see and can decide for themselves what they want to do. And even if they don't want to do law, they want to do something else, they will be empowered by the experience.
Yes.
To have that.
Yes. I think that practical field work is so important before going into the career itself, because that will actually determine whether it's something that you want to pursue in the long term.
That's true. No, that's absolutely true.
So, Dr. Rosa, many accolades and awards. Anything that stands out for you?
With the accolades and the rewards, I'm 100% so I just feel humble and blessed that there are people that believe in what I do and what I stand for. And I can just thank God and say thank you for the opportunities. You know, I'm in a position to have received this, and I always say, I come from Uppington, so I'm a small town girl. I'm not used to, you know, all of these fancy things. And if I can do it, any woman can do it. Any woman has the ability and the capability. And I think that is more important than the accolades, is to show our next generation of women that, you know, you are worthy and you are good enough and you are strong and, you know, you have this ability and this fire in you. And with that, you can do anything that you set your heart to. So I am extremely grateful for every accolade and anything that I have received. But I also believe that you must be humble about it.
Yes.
And say, it's not just about the accolade. The accolade does not make the person. It's the heart and which you're in and in which way you receive it and what you do with the accolade that at the end of the day makes a difference, because everybody can receive an accolade and it can stand there, you know, for years and look pretty. But what do you do with that empowerment that was given to you? That is important.
Yes, absolutely. It was great chatting to you, Dr. Rosa Van Niekerk. But before we go,
Thank
we have International Women's Day in exactly a month's time. What is your message out there?
My message to the ladies for International Women's Day would be my crown up message. And if I can just say that very, very quickly.
Yes, please.
All women are born with an invisible crown. And during that your life, that crown can fall off if somebody tells you something like you're fat or you're ugly or you feel inadequate. And then when you polish the outside of a woman with makeup, that radiance and that power comes through and she puts back on her crown. But the most important thing to realize is that you are worthy, you are good enough, you are destined for great things, and that ability lies in every single woman. So I want to encourage every woman to look in the mirror and say to themselves, I am beautiful, I am good enough, I am worthy, I've got this.
Wow, what an amazing message and what a way to end the show today. Thank you so much, Dr. Rosa Van Niekerk from South Africa, for sharing
Thank
your
you.
journey
Thank
with
you so
us.
much.
And I'm sure you inspired loads of people. So to the audience, if you would like to be on the Red Corner Show, please drop me an email on redcornershow@gmail.com, and you too could be sharing your journey with us. Take care and God bless.
Thank you.